In this video, we are going to explore ZebraCut's job configuration system. In ZebraCut, you may have noticed we have a Job Config tab. This tab lets us configure various aspects of our job and how we wish our machine to operate. You can see in this case we have three different configurations, one for framing, one for parking, and one for vacuum control. Each of these configurations has various options which we can explore and control as we prefer. So the simplest configuration would be for the vacuum at the end of the job, and we can choose whether or not we have the vacuum being turned off or leave the vacuum on. Similarly, we can control whether we want blowback to be turned on or off at the end of a job. So very simple controls. Now job configs configure various aspects of the CAM pipeline, and as you'll see there's another video on CAM pipelines in this playlist. We can also add extra pieces of configuration from this list here. So for example, we might want to try and add frame marks. We can then add that configuration and we get another configuration in our list which we can explore, and you'll see another video on frame marks later on. We can also delete configurations as required, and should we happen to delete a configuration that we'd actually needed, for example if we happen to delete the framing config which is required, then if we validate it will come back, although you may have a default configuration rather than the configuration you had previously. Now if you wish you can export a particular configuration. Perhaps we might want to export or save just our vacuum control configuration, and you can export or import a specific configuration using this config menu here. But more normally you would save or load the whole configuration, that is all three of these configurations, as one single job configuration, and that is done through this first menu here, where you can save, export or load the entire configuration. It's also really important what you set as a default. So if for every job you might not want to leave the vacuum on, you could avoid turning it off. I could then save that and I could set that as the default job configuration, and you'll see that's been saved to a file and then set as the default job configuration. I can of course have different configurations, and then I can load and save those based on what job I might be trying to cut on a particular day. I can also give my job configurations a name and a longer description to explain why I'm using this particular configuration. So that in a nutshell is the job configuration system, a way of being able to control various aspects of how your machine operates and how ZebraCut operates for you. Thank you very much.